My boyfriend has been acting terrified of me since we got back from the Appalachian Trail. I don't know what I did wrong. I need to write this down because I feel like I'm losing my mind, and putting it somewhere outside of my head might help. If I say it out loud or type it out, maybe it won't feel so much like it's just inside me, growing heavier and darker every day. Dane and I have been together for 4 years. We're the kind of couple that finishes each other's sentences, that has a whole private language of inside jokes and shorthand. A glance across a crowded room, a single word, and we both know exactly what the other means. I know him better than I know anyone, better than I know my own sister, better than I know myself, sometimes. I say that because I need you to understand that when I tell you something is wrong with him, I'm not being paranoid. I know this man. I know every line of his face, every habit, every shift in his mood. And right now, the man I love is a stranger who looks at me like I am something he might die from. We got back from a section hike on the Appalachian Trail 11 days ago. We did about 200 miles over 3 weeks, starting in Virginia. It was Dane's idea. He'd always wanted to do a long stretch, had been talking about it for years, saving up gear, reading trail journals, marking maps until the paper were thin. I had never done anything longer than a weekend trip, so I was nervous. But he was so excited he could barely sleep the week before we left. He'd lie awake beside me, rambling about views and sunrises, and how it would be just us and the mountains. No phones, no emails, no noise. Just us, he'd say, and kiss my forehead, and I'd believe him. The first 2 weeks were incredible. Hard blisters, sore legs, cold nights, rain that seeped through everything, but incredible. We fell into a rhythm. Wake up before dawn, pat camp, hike until late afternoon, stop at a clearing or a shelter, cook whatever dehydrated meal we'd stuffed into our packs, and lie on top of our sleeping bags talking until one of us fell asleep mid-sentence. I felt closer to him out there than I ever had. No distractions, no obligations, just the two of us and the endless, breathing woods. I thought it was the best thing we'd ever done together. It was the 3rd week when things started to feel off. I don't know how to explain it except to say that the woods changed. Not visibly, everything looked exactly the same. The same gray bark trees, the same mossy rocks, the same narrow trail winding upward through the mountains. But the quality of the air felt different. Thicker somehow. Heavy. Like the atmosphere had shifted by a degree you couldn't measure but could feel pressing against your chest, making it hard to take a full breath. It smelled different, too earthy, yes, but sharp, like wet stone and something sweet and rotten, like overripe fruit left in the dark. Dane felt it too. He got quieter. He'd always been the one pointing things out. Look at that ridge. Look at that hawk. Did you see that fox? But he stopped. His voice went soft, then almost silent. He just hiked, eyes fixed forward, jaw set so tight the muscles jumped under his skin. He didn't hold my hand anymore, didn't reach back to help me over steep rocks, didn't laugh when I tripped over roots. On the 4th night of that week, I woke up in the middle of the night and he wasn't in the tent. I sat up, heart hammering, and unzipped the flap. The woods were pitch black, no moon, no stars, just the heavy dark pressing in. I called his name, soft at first, then louder. Dane. I found him standing about 20 feet away, right at the edge where our camp ended and the deep woods began. Just standing there, perfectly still, staring into the dark. His back was to me, and his shoulders were hunched like he was cold or like he was bracing for something. I walked toward him, crunching softly on pine needles. Dane, what are you doing out here? He turned around so fast it startled me, like he'd been caught doing something he knew he shouldn't. His face was pale, his eyes wide and dark, and for a split second, I swear he looked terrified, not of the dark, not of an animal, but of me. He said he'd needed to use the bathroom. His voice was rough, like he hadn't spoken in hours. He wouldn't meet my eyes. We walked back to the tent together, but he stayed a step ahead, kept his distance. He didn't sleep after that. I could feel him lying stiff as a board next to me, awake all night, breathing slow and shallow, like he was holding his breath so nothing would hear us. We finished the hike 2 days later and drove home. I thought once we were back in our small apartment with our couch and our books and our mugs and our routines, he'd return to himself. I thought it was just the woods, just the isolation, just being tired and sore and worn down. He hasn't. He flinches when I touch him. Not every time, but enough that I've started hesitating before I reach for him. Last week I came up behind him while he was doing dishes. He was scrubbing a pan. Shoulders hunched hand, I pull my hand gently on his shoulder like I always have. He made a sound, not a word, just a sharp, breathless little whimper, and stepped away from me so fast he knocked over a cup. Water spilled across the counter. He apologized immediately, over and over, his voice shaking. Said he was jumpy lately, blamed it on bad sleep, said he was sorry, so sorry. He's not sleeping. I hear him up at all hours. The floorboards creak when he walks, the refrigerator hums, the couch cushions shift when he sits down in the dark. But when I get up to check on him, he always comes back to bed right away, says he's fine, just couldn't sleep, and lies there stiff as a board, facing the wall, until I fall asleep. He started locking the bedroom door at night. We share a bedroom. We share a bed. We have for years. We never locked the door before, not even when we first moved in, not even when we lived in neighborhoods that weren't the safest. For the past 6 days, though, I've been waking up on the couch in the living room with no memory of getting there. The bedroom door is locked from the inside, and Dane is on the other side of it. When I knock, he unlocks it slowly and looks at me like he doesn't know who I am and claims he has no idea how I ended up in the living room. You must be sleepwalking, he says. He says it gently, the way you say things to someone you're frightened of. Like I'm something fragile and dangerous all at once. I asked him last night to please just tell me what was wrong. I sat across from him at the kitchen table, our usual spot, the chipped mug I gave him for his birthday in front of him, and I asked him to look me in the eye and tell me what I had done. Please, I said. Just tell me. Whatever it is, I'll fix it. I promise. He looked at me for a long time. His jaw worked like he was chewing on words he was afraid to let out. I watched him weigh something, watched him decide something. He said, "You haven't done anything. I've just been in my head since the trail. I'm sorry." His voice was flat, empty. He reached across the table and squeezed my hand. His skin was ice cold. He let go after less than a second, like touching me burned him. I went to the bathroom after dinner and stood at the sink for a long time. I looked at myself in the mirror, normal, tired, a little thinner than before the hike, dark circles under my eyes, hair a mess, but normal. Just me. I turned the faucet on and splashed cold water on my face, over and over, trying to wake up, trying to shake the feeling that something was wrong. When I looked up, I was smiling. I hadn't smiled. I wasn't smiling. My mouth had been set in that tight, worried line it's been in for days. But my reflection just for a second, just long enough for me to see it, clear as day, was smiling. Wide and still and patient. Too wide. To still. The kind of smile no human face makes. It held my gaze, unblinking, and then it melted back into my own face, tired and confused and scared. I told myself it was the lighting. The water in my eyes. The exhaustion. I turned off the light and left the bathroom fast, like something was following me. But I've been thinking about it ever since. Thinking about the 3rd week on the trail. How the air changed. How I have almost no clear memories from those last 2 days of hiking, just flashes, blurs, fragments. A strange metallic taste in my mouth, like copper and dirt. A sound like something large moving parallel to the trail, just past where the trees got thick, keeping pace with us, hidden. Waking up outside the tent once, lying in the dirt, my hands buried in the soil, nails caked with mud, no memory of leaving my sleeping bag. I've been thinking about how Dane stood at the tree line that night, how he looked when he turned around, the sound he made when I touched his shoulder. I've been thinking about the mirror. I've been telling myself I need to ask him what he saw on that trail, what he's been seeing since we got back, what it is he's so afraid of. But there's another part of me, quiet, patient, cold, deep down underneath all the fear and confusion, that doesn't want him to answer. That part doesn't want him to say it out loud. It knows. I don't know what that means. I don't know if I should be scared of what's happening to Dane or scared of something else entirely. Scared that Dane isn't the one who changed. Scared that whatever he saw that night, whatever has been staring back at me from mirrors, whatever hums under my skin now, hungry and waiting. It's me. I just know that last night I dreamed about the woods. The smell of them. The dark. The heavy air. I dreamed I was walking alone between the trees, and everything was quiet, and everything was mine. And when I woke up, I was hungry in a way I've never been before. A way I don't have words for. A hunger that isn't for food. I don't know how to end this. I don't know what I'm even asking. I guess I just needed someone else to know. Dane is in the bedroom now. The door is locked. I can hear him breathing, soft and fast, on the other side. And I'm standing here, in the dark, smiling. I can't stop.